Welcome back to another episode of War in Cali. In this episode, I'm going to talk about a gang out of Riverside, the Casa Blanca Gangsta Crips. Riverside is a city in the Inland Empire, also known as the IE. Even though places in the IE don't get shown the respect like cities in LA County, it still goes down in the IE. One of the most dangerous cities in California is San Bernardino, and that is an IE city. Same goes with Riverside. Riverside is the 12th most populated city in California. With that amount of people, it's bound to be crime and gangs. Riverside has some gangs like the West Side Rivas, the East Side, and the North Side Rivas, the Casa Blanca Evans Street, and also Fern Street. They share their area with the Casa Blanca Crips, the 1200 block East Coast Crips as well, and like I already said, the Casa Blanca Gangsta Crips, just to name a few. The Casa Blanca Crips have been around for decades and consist of two cliques, 2800 and 7400. They share their hood with other Serrano hoods like I already mentioned before. The Casa Blancas beef with the West Side Rivas and also the North Side and the East Side. They also have a heavy beef with the 1200 block East Coast Crips. With me saying that, let's get into some cases. Candy was dating a dude named Jose. She lived in the Casa Blanca area. A few houses down from her house, she had a neighbor named Deborah. Deborah had a nephew named Lum, and Lum often visited his auntie. He was from Casa Blanca Gangsta Crip. One day Jose was driving by and he got into an altercation with Lum. Lum told Jose to stop coming in his hood. Jose and Lum began cussing at each other. Lum told Jose to get out the car to run his fade, but Jose just sped off. A few hours later, Jose came back to pick up Candy. They hung out for a few hours, then he decided to drop her back off to her home. As he was driving back, he seen Lum on his auntie's porch. I guess what having Candy in the car made Jose tough, cause he pulled over and he hopped out the car and challenged Lum. He told Lum, "What's up now?" I don't know why he did that, because earlier when he got challenged to a fade, he drove off. Lum jumped off the porch and grabbed a shotgun and ran towards Jose. He hit Jose in the head with the shotgun and they began fighting over it. In the midst of fighting over it, Lum fired. But the shot hit Candy. She dropped and she yelled, "He shot me." She was shot in the chest and she died later on. But just before she died, she told police Lum did it. Many witnesses would say the same thing. Police later entered Lum's auntie house where they found the shotgun, but he was long gone. Lum would come up with a dumbass alibi saying he was in Oklahoma, but that wouldn't stick since everybody seen him and he had no proof of being in Oklahoma. In court, they would bring up Lum's past. He killed a man before and got manslaughter. Then after that, he shot at a payback Crip who was trying to sell in his turf. Then after that, he had an assault case on a man. Lum was a known gang member and a problem in the streets, so they struck him out and gave him life. July 4th, 2004. Police got a call to come to a home that belonged to a Casa Blanca Gangsta Crip member named Charles. Charles was sitting in his garage with his girlfriend Joy when a green car drove by and shot up his house. Charles told the police that another Casa Blanca member named Dame did the shooting. Dame accused Charles earlier of stealing his dope, so he beat his ass. But that beating wasn't enough, so hours later, Dame slid on Charles' house and he aired him out. Talking about having a bad day. Charles got his ass beat, he got his house shot up, then he became a snitch all in a matter of hours. A few weeks later, Charles picked Dame out of a lineup. July 27th, Dame pulled back up to Charles' house. He didn't care about nothing. He confronted his whole family, to his mom, his dad, his auntie, even dude's grandma. Then he let off some shots to scare him, then he just drove off. Later that night, police got a call to come to the North Point Apartments, where Dame was said to be acting a fool. Dame was causing chaos through the whole apartments, getting into it with several people. This dude even went off on his mama. He destroyed his mom's house. Charles took the wrong person dope. Police arrived. Dame told the police that he'll go one-on-one with any of them. Take multiple police to bring Dame down. Once they arrested him, they took him to jail that night and he was pinned to everything. At trial, mostly everybody would recant their statements. Charles would say he was intoxicated and didn't remember snitching on him, and that he didn't remember talking to the police about Dame at all. Charles' mom and dad would say they was tweakers and say they were straight fiends. Charles' parents would say they was so high most of the time that they couldn't even remember anything they said to the police. The only person who kept their story straight was Charles' sister. She's told him everything about Dame and is stuck in court. For all he did, Dame received 294 years to life. February 2010, a Casa Blanca Crip named Raymond was gunned down. It was blamed on the Hispanic gang Casa Blanca Evans Street. This took their past flare-ups to an all-time beef. An Evans Street member went to a park in Evans Street's turf and he noticed a car pull up with two men. He noticed a Casa Blanca Crip named Walter in the car. Walter and the man he was in the car with mugged the Evans Street member and made a U-turn. Walter raised his window down and started firing. He hit the Evans Street member in the arm. Evans Street member wouldn't tell police who shot him at the time, but that would change months later. He was picked up on a strap charge, where the police offered him a deal to start snitching, and the charge that he was about to get would go away. He told the police Walter shot him, and he would later spill everything else, would tell police about multiple shootings all throughout Riverside. Walter's home was later searched, where they found the weapon that he used in the shooting. He was arrested, and with Walter already having 2 strikes, this was his 3rd. Walter received life. After decades of crime in the city of Riverside, by 2020, the police vowed to take down the Casa Blanca Crips. This all happened after 3 controversial crimes by the Casa Blanca Crips. In 2019, the Casa Blancas were pinned to a crime of shooting a woman who yelled at one of the members. Also, they were pinned to luring a rival to an area and beating him to death. And the last crime was against an innocent man named William, who turned on a cul-de-sac on the 7400 block of El Sol Way. William drove down that street, where he was shot for just driving on the street. The whole shooting was captured on tape, and older members were directing a younger member to shoot him, which he did. This all led to the city and Riverside police being fed up and prompted Operation Blockbuster, which was made in 2020. With this, they tried to cripple the Casa Blanca Crips and take many members off the streets. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.